You know that feeling? You're looking at a floor plan, and it's just a bunch of lines on a page. It's flat. But what if it wasn't? Today, we're going to dive into the tech that's completely changing the game, letting you literally walk through your future home before a single brick is ever laid.
So just look at this room. Gorgeous, right? You can almost feel what it's like to be there. But here's the thing. Before any of this was real, it was just an idea. It started as nothing more than lines and numbers on a piece of paper. And that right there, that's the classic problem. There's this massive gap, right, between a flat 2D drawing and the actual feeling you get from a 3D space. It's always required this huge leap of faith, this big act of imagination.
So what if you could close that gap? What if you could just step right through the page or the screen and actually walk around inside that blueprint? Well, that's exactly the leap we're going to explore today. All right, first up, let's really dig into this fundamental challenge, something designers have wrestled with for, well, forever. We're calling it the 2D imagination gap.
I mean, for centuries, this has been the designer's oldest puzzle. How do you make someone feel a space from a drawing? It's almost impossible to get a real sense of scale, or the flow from one room to another, or even how the light is going to change throughout the day. The client basically just has to cross their fingers and trust the designer's vision.
But now, things are changing. What if we could stop just showing people a plan and start letting them experience it? This is where we get to step inside the blueprint.
And this is the magic trick. On one side, you have a digital wireframe, a standard computer model. But on the other, you have a photorealistic world you can actually walk through. It's not just a picture anymore. It's a place you can explore.
So what exactly is virtual reality in the world of interior design? Well, simply put, it's the tech that transforms those 2D concepts into these fully immersive 3D experiences. It literally lets you walk through a space before it's even built. So what makes this so powerful? Well, a few key things. First, immersive visualization. You get to experience the space at a one-to-one human scale. It feels real. Second, real-time interaction. You can change things on the fly. Then there's accurate simulation, testing materials, textures, even how the sunlight hits the floor. And maybe the best part, it plugs right into the design software they already use, like Revit and SketchUp. Super seamless. Okay, so when the design process becomes this intuitive, this real, the whole workflow just speeds up. You're not guessing anymore, you're deciding. And the impact? Oh, it's absolutely measurable. Okay, get this. Clients start making decisions 30 to 40% faster. And you know why? Because they're not just looking at a drawing anymore. They are approving an experience. They can literally stand in their virtual kitchen and see for themselves that, yep, the island is a perfect size, or that, hey, we actually do have enough room for that sofa. That kind of confidence, it's a total game changer.
And this next one, this is huge. You can identify design errors like a door bumping into a cabinet 50 to 60% earlier. Think about that. Finding that mistake in a virtual world, it's a simple drag and drop fix. Finding it after the walls are up and the cabinets are installed, that's a nightmare that costs a fortune.
And how about this? There's a 20 to 30% decrease in those last-minute, super expensive change orders for materials. Because when you can see exactly how that marble countertop looks next to the dark wood cabinets in the simulated afternoon sun, well, there are no surprises. You get it right the first time.
This is all about the power of real-time interaction. The entire conversation with your designer changes. It's no longer, well, I think it'll look something like this. It's, hang on, let's just see. Move a wall. Click. Change the finish. Click. Swap out that light fixture. And you see the impact instantly. It's incredible.
So this is already amazing, right? But what happens when you give this incredibly powerful visualization tool a brain? Let's talk about the next frontier, where AI comes into the picture and turns VR into your own personal design assistant.
And this is where things get kind of sci-fi. AI can do things like automate space planning, just generating optimal layouts for you, slashing that initial design time by 40 to 50%. Or how about style transfer? You showed a picture you like and it applies that aesthetic to your space. It can even do intelligent lighting design for efficiency and give you predictive cost estimates as you make changes. It's wild.
And look, this isn't some far-off future fantasy. This is happening right now. World-class architecture firms like Foster & Partners are already all in. Martha Tikari, one of their partners, said it best. She said using these platforms gives their team much more time for creative design and visualization. Basically, the tech takes care of the grunt work, which frees up the actual humans to do what they do best: be creative.
So that really leaves us with one big, thought-provoking question, doesn't it? When our tools aren't just tools anymore, but they become our creative partners, how does that change not just what we design, but how we even imagine in the first place? It's about so much more than just redesigning rooms. It's about redesigning the very limits of our own creativity.